Thank you. It's a pleasure to speak to you today because I'm going to talk about a subject I absolutely love. I've always been fascinated by those individuals, teams, and organizations that perform at the highest level, what I like to term an elite level. But I don't want you to get hung up by the word elite, because all I simply mean is to push the bounds of your performance, to see how good you want to be. And that's what Finding X today will be about, finding your purpose and releasing your potential. There's a small school in Brecon, it's called Christ College. It's holding a cross-country championship, and 2 teams are running. A junior team which is aged between 11 and 14, and a senior team which is aged between 15 and 18. All of the runners in the senior team have to run in this particular competition for the school to get enough points to go forward for a national competition later in the year. And one of the kids is missing. Head teacher goes to the junior team and says, "Look, I need somebody to step up today." After about 20 seconds of silence, a small girl steps forward. She says, "I'll do it." She's only 11 years of age and she's only just arrived at the school. She runs 3 times further than she's ever run before. She's sick on 3 occasions as she runs around this course, and she's sick when she finishes, but she doesn't come last. The school get enough points and they actually win the national competition later in the year. And I had the good fortune to speak to that little girl afterwards. I said, "Why did you do that? Why would you step up today?" And she said, "I wanted to see how good I can be. I wanted to see how good I can be." It's the first question I ask any individual team or organization I work with. How good do you actually want to be? And the first stage in that journey will always be about leadership, how you lead yourself, and because you won't get to the top of your profession without a team around you, how you lead others. But what do you think leadership is? I love what Sun Tzu says about it, brilliant Chinese strategist. It says it's 5 key virtues. It says the first virtue is intelligence. You have to be intelligent in terms of looking at the facts, being logical, analytical, understanding the world in which you live in, a realist, and to do so without emotion. The second thing he says is about humaneness. It's about our emotional intelligence. It's our ability to connect to one another, to communicate, to lead without authority, to understand emotion, and to adapt our communication style. It talks about courage. Without courage, nothing happens. That is your ability to be the warrior, have strength of character to step into the arena and get to the milestones that you will have set as a strategist. It talks about discipline. Discipline's not authority. Discipline's about doing all the hard things that you need to do time and time again, having basics in place, foundation stones that just do not crumble at all. And then he talks about trustworthiness, authenticity. What you say, feel, think, and do are the same things. Now, I've never seen anybody with those 5 virtues on day one. Leadership's a skill. It's a skill that we have to constantly develop. How good are you at leadership today, do you think, with those 5 virtues? Scoring yourself out of 10. Can't use a number 7. Whereabouts would you score yourself today? Because it's important to know what our start point is. And more importantly, as a leader now, what are you going to do differently as a result of listening to all these wonderful speakers today? What are you going to appreciate? What are you going to avoid doing? And what are you going to apply on your journey? Because for me, I have absolutely no doubt you have super strengths. And you've got to work on the super strengths. But what's the one thing that you can improve on to take you on your journey to find X for you, your purpose, and releasing your potential? And so for me, I think we need to have a compass. I call this a compass for life. North pointer on a compass will always point north. So no matter what happens in front of me, no matter what obstacles are there, that's where I'm going. The next 3 to 5 years, this is what it looks like on my journey to discovering me. Where's your north? Can you turn the lights up, please? I want everybody to stand up, please. Just stand up. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to turn your body where you think north actually is. And I can assure you it's not towards me. So turn your body, close your eyes, and turn your body around to where you actually think north is. And I can assure you it is not facing me. Right, open your eyes and have a little look around. Okay, so everybody sit back down. So, we kind of need to know where our North Star is. And more importantly, if we were a team, I kind of want us all pointing in the same direction. The south cardinal on your compass is your ability to be a strategist, to think logically, analytically. The east cardinal is your ethos. Who are you? What do you stand for? And if there is a team, what's our code of conduct? And the west cardinal is your warrior spirit. And by warrior spirit, all I simply mean is your strength of character. Are you willing to fight for what you believe? Are you willing to get to each milestone? Let's break them down. First one we're going to look at is your North Star. A clear, unambiguous statement of intent. This is what I want to do on my journey. It's not the end of a journey, but it's something that's going to take you forward in the right direction. Can you visualize it? Can you articulate it? Are you passionate about it? Who do you think drew that when they were 5.5 years of age for their mum? I so wish this was me.
Release.
If you're scared and walk away, 'cause there's no need to feel ashamed. Yeah, we all feel the same. Whoa, where's your passion? Where's your fire
All right, now. The whole road is looking now. I'm going home now. Jumper away. Speed 725. Showing Felix in a stable descent. And Felix is back to run safely, the new world record holder.
So, thinking big's important, but I don't mean in competition with somebody else. I'm just saying think big for yourself, pushing the bounds of your potential. And I also think it's important that your dreams should scare you a little bit. I can assure you there are quite a few speakers behind this curtain before they came out with a little touch of fear, including myself, because our subjects mean something to us. And it should scare you to perform. It just means there's a nice edge to it. So I also think it's good to have a map. I've got my compass. I know what my North Star is, but I want to draw it down. So again, I can focus on where I want to go. In the top right-hand corner is my current Super North Star. I want to have an internationally recognized leadership academy that takes 5-year-old kids to the toughest businessmen in the world and transforms the way they lead in order to create a better society. However, my journey started in the left-hand corner. I wanted to be in the parachute regiment when I was 18, the Special Air Service when I was 22. I wanted to be a PE teacher by the time I was 28. And then I realized I actually love my job. I don't want to change anything. So I spent the next couple of decades trying to be the best soldier I could be. I then decided that actually I do have a new Super North Star. I'm not growing anymore as a soldier. I want to develop my skills and capabilities and go into business. And hence, I took a new journey. Again, just trying to find the skills and characteristics that can enhance the person that I want to be. So having a map's important because it helps clarify where we want to be in the future. So the first start is you create your future, taking that responsibility and being an individual leader. And of course, now I've got a bright, shiny super North Star. I need to be able to get there. This is where the realist comes in. That's where Sun Tzu's intelligence comes in. I'm a strategist. And I look at the information in front of me without emotion. Logical, analytical, what are the facts? How good am I today? Technically, how good am I? How do I look at the world in terms of a strategic understanding? Mental toughness. Every single thing we do today, everything starts somewhere in this wonderful machine and well-being. How am I going to build the stepping stones to get there? And what are the characteristics of a great strategist? How do you do that well? I need milestones, definitely. Can I plan the milestones? I need to make sure I've got a team around me. How well do I communicate? Can I lead without authority? Can I connect everybody to my story because you want to be part of this? I need some contingencies in place just in case things go wrong. I need courage. I need to be ego-free. I need to gain some knowledge from other people because I'm going to take it that I don't know everything. How well do you do strategy? How well do you take time out to look at where you want to go, plan and think carefully? How would you score yourselves out of 10? 10 being perfect, can't use a number 7. What number comes up into your mind? With my North Star and my strategy in place, I then need to think about me. Who am I? What do I stand for? What are your values? What are the 1 to 3 things that, once you think about these words, they define who you are and they're non-negotiable? And if you need a team around you, what's the code of conduct? What do you stand for? Because I come across lots of words. I see some of these etched in glass, in stone, in wood, but do I see the people doing them? Do you hold to your values? Do you have the courage to hold to them? The next person you're going to come across is a small girl. She's 5.5 years of age. I called her up on the phone and just said, look, Evie, I need you to do something for me. Get your mum and dad to video you. I want you to tell me about your ambition, your purpose, your super North Star at the moment, and the characteristics you think you're going to need to get there.
Hello, Floyd, and this is my ambition. These are the words that I want to be when I'm a head teacher. Kind, clever, brave, generous, smart, independent, loving, surprising, strong, confident, believing, and trusting. Bye.
Is there anybody that thinks that she's not going to get to be a head teacher? Because I have to be honest, I have no doubt about it at all. And the key thing is that even for Evie, we're going to need a team around us. And our lives might start as that top line, that wonderful straight line between where you are now and success. But the reality is it's not going to be like that. I need my compass to be in place, certainly when I'm in one of those troughs. But I'm going to need a team around me without any shadow of a doubt. So how do we work together? What am I looking for in a team? First thing I look for in any team I work with is how much trust and openness is there within my team. Our ability to talk about our strengths, weaknesses, mistakes, fears and behaviors without filters. We get to know each other. We don't have to like each other, but we have to respect one another. Because the good thing about having that respect, it means we can engage in great discussion, constructive conflict, positive disagreement about issues that we're passionate about. It's not about consensus though, or democracy, because leaders lead. But we need to listen to people. I don't have all the best ideas. I'm not the perfect leader. And in my life, I've only twice had to go against my team. Nearly every other time, my plan has been enhanced while somebody gave me a better plan. And I have no inhibition taking a better plan. The good thing about the teams that I like to work with is once the leader's made a decision, I want full commitment. Because without full commitment, nothing will happen. We won't quite get to that end goal. And then I want to have accountability. What do I mean by accountability? I mean from a support perspective, first of all, can I help you? But once we've agreed to decisions and standards of performance, I kind of want us to adhere to those decisions and standards of performance. So sometimes we do need challenge. Why? Because I won't win by myself. And so the team results are key. And it's our ability not to look at our own ego or my department or my aspirations. What's best for the team? So at the moment, I've got a super North Star. I've got a strategy, I've got a great ethos, and a phenomenal team in front of me. It's all theory. It's all theory. It sounds good, it looks good on paper. It's not until we become the warrior, we step into the pressure zone and we start to move to the milestones we've already set ourselves. And what are the characteristics of a great warrior or a team of great warriors? I'm going to need courage, definitely. Resilience, determination. I need to know what the end result looks like. I need to communicate well. I need to have the right skills. I need to be mentally and physically resilient. How well do we do that? How well do you do it? Can you put the lights up for me, please? In a moment, I'm going to get somebody to come and sit in this chair. I need you to come up here quite quickly, but I'm just going to see how you actually perform when you're taken completely out of your comfort zone and asked to sit in the chair. Quiet, isn't it? What are you thinking about, though? What's the voice inside your head doing right at this moment in time? What's it saying? I can certainly hear, please don't pick me, so that's coming out quite loud and clear. Or I'll stare at Floyd, then he'll think I'm confident, and then he won't pick me. Or a number of things. Who does the voice belong to? Who does the voice belong to? Belongs to us, doesn't it? So the key thing on my journey as a warrior is I need to make sure the voice inside my head does what I want it to do, and it sees that as an opportunity. Why would I not see that as an opportunity? What's the biggest fear we have, do you think? Fear of what? Fear of? 10-year-old kids, toughest soldiers in the world. Every sector I've worked to in between, the first word that's generally said is fear of failure. But if I've got a super bright, shiny North Star, surely I'm going to make loads of mistakes on my journey. Why would I not just think that? I'm not the perfect person. I don't have perfect syndrome. I'll make tons of mistakes. So let's see that as an opportunity. And if I sit in that chair, or indeed if I ask one of you to sit in the chair, what will happen to your heart rate, do you think? Of course it's going to go up. But I want it to go up because now I'm in focus zone. I'm going to make sure I declutter. I need to focus my mind. I think of 4 colors when I focus: white, green, amber, red. White is when I first come into the theater, lots of things. Green is about my performance, doing what I need to do in front of you today. Amber is how I'm going to start, and red is I just trust myself, intuition. I have power words. Courage, Floyd, you need to be brave today. Resilient, determined. Positive songs, I can visualize what success looks like. But the most important thing is I make sure I practice and practice the same skills that I need to ensure that my mental resilience is there. I've got great mental resilience strategies to get to each of these milestones. For me, finding your purpose, finding X, is just about being the best you can possibly be. As an individual, as a team member, and at the highest levels, what you give back to society. If all of those cardinals are in equilibrium, I have absolutely no doubt you'll be successful. If anything's missing, anything, you're already off track. And that compass can stay with you for life. How clear is your compass? Thank you very much.